essence. So as soon as practicable, we have to make sure that we work on it, because the more you delay, the likely it is that it can pose danger to human life, especially, and we do not want that to happen. So within the stretch and confines of our resources and everything, we have to undertake it, as soon as practicable.
All right, what a form and what kwaba everybody on TV so say and there and the other when me a share message also over like it subscribe to your YouTube channel. Na me insure on your case say why sir. Medin at the young. Other form me no ever begin come up. I'm saying this past week Parliament at Nancy. Na omoto omonsa frɛ road minister and parliamentarians atoto na no ebisa na enwuma oye yebisa na tebu kwan we ebisa na hakwan yebisa na se ese afi na ekɔ na wie ye nhye ben niema ben kwan ben na watima wie samose ma wie a de ntina ma wie mo nkyerɛ process no na ɔmon na hyia ampis no dodo na ebisa questions atoto na no ema ɔno nso ɛkyerɛkyerɛ nsɛm ɔrɔfo quick one ebra yɛ nkyɛ ho no yɛkɔkɔtie road minister na bisɛm a ɔrɔto dwa ne questions a mo bisa na ɔno nso edi yi ano ɔrɔfo obetimi do wɔre nkyerɛ aba ɛwɔ comment section fabra ɛwɔ comment section hɔ na yɛbɛkenkan ɛde ama na follow yɛn nso ɛfiri saa bere ɛkɔ bi nso no de ebesi ɛwɔ Ghana Parliament bi ano nso no Dion yɛmfa ɛnkame mo yɛbɛda na di ɛde akyerɛ mo nti mo nkɔ so anam mohwɛ ɛmɛ fa comments bra na tie analysis na ɔyɛɛyɛ no na sɛ ɔwɔ Ghana sɛ ukurom din pie mu a hwɛ sɛ ɔmayɛ ana ɔmonyɛ sɛ yɛasesa mfidie no nso afiri hɔ a wobɛhu nti ɛntorɔ na wɔwɔdi a hwɛ video no wobɛhu sɛ yɛntorɔ na wɔwɔdi sɛ nnɔkora nso na wɔka na ɔbɔ okurom din na ɔmayɛ a questions na wɔbisa no because ampesi no ɛnim sɛ saa kwan no ɔmonyɛ incomplete bi wɔ ɔkora no a yɛasesa mfidie no ayɛ dɛn afiri so koraa a yɛnyɛɛyɛ nti ɔmo bisa no na ɔno nso too ne bo ase ɛkyerɛkyerɛ mu nti sɛ kyerɛkyerɛ mu na wɔwɔ kyerɛkyerɛ mu no sɛ wohwɛ wɔ kurom kwan no na sɛ wɔnte asɛ wobɛtumi de comments aba na yɛakenkan ɛde ama ɛha ɛyɛ deɛ mede wasɛ ne hwɛ.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to ask the Minister for Roads and Highways what measures the ministry is putting in place to fix the collapsed bridge at Nyumwase on the Kumasi-Atebuyeji Highway, which occurred on the 9th of August 2023.
Yes, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Kumasi-Atebuyeji Road forms part of the inter-regional road known as IR04. The length of road from Amantin to Yeji is 113.4 kilometers, and it traverses Atebubu to Amantin municipality, through West and through East districts, all in the Bono East region. Mr. Speaker, the road is bituminous surface dressed and in fair condition. The collapsed box culvert, which is 5.8 by 9.1 meters, is located at Nyomwase, which is 18 kilometers from Atebubu on the Atebubu-Yeji Road. Mr. Speaker, currently, following a detailed inspection and estimates by the Ghana Highway Authority. The Ministry of Roads and Highways granted approval for emergency reinstatement of the broken box culvert. Procurement for a contract for the emergency works has been completed. The contractor has been instructed to commence work. Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much.
Honorable members, we will then have to move to the normal questions. Or member, you have supplementary? Yes, then you can go on.
Rightly so, Mr. Speaker. Given the loss of lives after the collapse of the bridge and the way it has affected the commercial activities in the area, Mr. Speaker, I want to know from the minister if he could give us some assurance. He said that the tendering process has been completed, but the contractor is not still at site. When exactly will he be at site, so that at least it will give some respite to the people?
Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the honourable member himself knows the importance that my ministry attached to this project when we had the information of the breakdown of the bridge. The regional directorate of Ghana Highway Authority, the engineers moved there quickly from Kumasi in Ashanti. They were even followed up immediately by a special technical team from what we call the BMU section of the ministry, that is the Bridge Maintenance Unit. And within a very short time, we gathered the necessary inventory information to do the estimates. So we are attaching great importance to this project because of the danger it poses. And I've told you that within this short time, in a record time, we have gone through the procurement process, appointed the contractor. He has been instructed to move to site. So if he is not there now, then I have to check up. Because our instruction is that he should move to site as quickly as practicable. So the contractor should be at site, at any moment from now. But that's the instruction given to him. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any further supplementary?
Mr. Speaker, thank you. I think he has answered the question, and we'll be waiting for the. I'm only giving you information that the contractor is not at site, and if you could get in touch with him to be there as soon as possible. Thank you.
Please, honorable members, we'll then move to item 7, but I need to inform you that leadership agreed today that we should start with the proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values bill today. At least we should start the consideration today. So we'll go to item 7, which is still dealing with questions, and these are normal questions directed at the Minister for Roads and Highways. So we'll deal with question number 642, stands in the name of the Honourable Member for South Tong, Honourable Kobina Mensah Woyomi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, permit me to correct the spelling of one of the towns, and that is Anausukope. In fact, it is spelled A-N-A-W-S-O, so we delete N-O, S-U-K-O-P-E, Anausukope, without the no in between. So I'm sure
Yes.
The minister will pronounce it well.
I'm sure he will get the spelling well. As to pronouncing it well, it's a different thing altogether. But you ask the question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Roads and Highways the steps the ministry is taking to construct new bridges on roads to ease movement in the following communities. 1, Fievie to Game to Teteji Kope. 2, Sope to Anao Sukope. 3, Gojekuta to Ape Jume. 4, Ajake to Ziwenu. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Minister. Before the Minister answers the question, may I, with your kind permission, state that in view of the nature of business before the House, I direct that sitting be extended beyond the normal sitting hours. Minister, you may do so now.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to address the 4 listed roads as announced and mentioned by the questioner. Mr. Speaker, as mentioned, Mr. Speaker, these roads are all partially engineered roads. The drainage needs of the roads are all construction of a number of culverts and, Mr. Speaker, not bridges, as part of improving the current nature of the roads. All the roads are located in the South Tong district of the Volta region. Currently, Mr. Speaker, there is no program to construct culverts in the communities mentioned. However, the future program is that engineering design studies will be conducted on the roads to determine the appropriate intervention to improve accessibility. The implementation of the intervention will, however, depend on availability of funds. I thank you.
Yes, Honourable Member, any supplementary?
Yes, please, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, can the minister tell us what types of culverts are we talking about here? Because of the distance, the vast distance of the creeks, as such that I can't imagine how that solves the problem. Because they should have easy passage of canoes and people under them, as well as vehicles and or pedestrians. So can the minister tell us, if it's not bridges, what type of culverts are you talking about?
Yes, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there are 4 different roads, 4 different stretches, and both culverts come with cells. So naturally, we don't have a standard bus culvert form. It depends upon the stretch of the road and the ground condition at the point of construction, whether it's a river crossing point or wherever it is. If it's a river crossing point, we have to determine the volume of water that is likely to pass under the culvert. So the technical studies, the engineering studies will determine whether a particular bus culvert should be made up of 1 cell, 2 cells, 3 cells, or 4 cells, as the case might be, in order that it will have the capacity to contain the volume of water. So you are right. We don't have any standard boss covered, but on all these 4 stretches, that is why I did indicate in my answer that engineering studies, is being conducted on these 4 different roads, and each one will come depending upon the facts on the ground, to determine the type of walls covered to be constructed. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, honourable member.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the recent flood even worsened the problem for these people. And even till now, school children find it quite difficult to commute from school back and forth, as well as market women and everybody within these areas. So, can the minister, maybe through your office and your engineers, do some kinds of remedial work to assist movement in a way before we look at the main permanent structure to be built going into the future? Is it possible to look at some remedial work, some intervention now?
Yes, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. That is very, very important. At least there is one good information from that side, and I hope that can be confirmed by you, since you are the sitting MP for the area and it is within your jurisdiction. My information is that, at least for now, the place, none of the roads is completely washed out. But we still have to work on it to improve safety and security of users of the road. So that one will obviously come under our ongoing maintenance program. And that one I can state here that we will take all necessary practical steps to ensure that we create accessibility to commuters, on these 4 different roads. That will be done. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, the last supplementary.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Going further on the answer you gave, I was probably looking at a provision of a metal bridge or kind of pathway that people can use temporarily across those rivers. But let me continue. Per the last paragraph, you indicated engineering design studies will be conducted on the road to determine the appropriate intervention to improve accessibility. Can you tell us when you think this exercise will take place? When will this exercise will take place, leading to what you consider the design to determine when you will come in fully to undertake that exercise for the people, in terms of constructing the bridge, culvert, or whatever for the people?
Yes, Minister.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, emergencies of this nature, should not be delayed at all. And time is always of great essence. So as soon as practicable, we have to make sure that we work on it, because the more you delay, the likely it is that it can pose danger to human life, especially, and we do not want that to happen. So within the stretch and confines of our resources and everything, we have to undertake it, as soon as practicable. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, We'll now move to question number 950. Stands in the name of the Honorable Member for Presea Huni Valley, Honorable Robert Wisdom Kujo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Roads and Highway when the construction of the Bogoso Isu-Siding Huni Valley Road will be completed.
Yes, Minister.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Bogoso to Isu-Siding to Huni Valley Road of length 26 kilometers is in the Presea Huni Valley Municipal Assembly of the Western Region. The road forms part of the regional road known as R121. Currently, Mr. Speaker, this road has been awarded on contract under the title Upgrading of Bogoso to Isu-Siding to Huni Valley Road. The first 26 kilometers as Lot 4. Work commenced on 19th March 2020 and was scheduled for completion by 19th September 2022. Huni Valley Town Road was packaged as a variation order under the upgrading of Bogoso to Isu-Siding to Huni Valley Road. Mr. Speaker, fiscal progress of work is estimated at 37.6%. The contractor is currently not at site due to delayed payment for work done. The contractor has indicated his willingness to return to site when payments are made. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Member, any supplementary question?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Minister in his response has indicated that the contractor has completed 37.6 kilometer stretch of the work, and that one is not paid. And also, contractor has indicated his willingness to go back to work when the work done is paid. So I want to know when Minister is also indicating his willingness to pay the contractor to go back to work.
Minister.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is one of the Cocoa Board projects, and the contractor is quite good, quite efficient. The name of the contractor is Asabia Construction. It's quite good, but I think he had problems with Cocoa Board regarding payment. So, as I indicated earlier on, now there is a special program that is being worked on between my good self and Minister for Agriculture, to deal with cocoa rows. So it will be taken up, and I believe that since the contractor has expressed his willingness to go back to site, because of these new arrangements being made, I will follow up, to make sure that he goes back, to work. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Member.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Before my follow-up question, the next follow-up, I want to do small correction. Mr. Minister, you responded to the same question somewhere last year, and you said the contractor was Wareham, and today it says Asabia. So you can check from your records and maybe do the necessary correction. My follow-up question is that in the absence of this contractor on site, what are your programs to make sure that the road is always more traveled?
Since the contractor is not on site, what is the program to make the road more travel?
I Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, before I answer your supplementary question, I think you indicated that I gave a name of a contractor, previously. I don't know whether it was in relation to the same road, because normally in constituencies it depends upon the road in question, or it depends upon the stretch. You may have a long stretch of road that is being undertaken by different contractors. So I have to cross-check and see. But my information here is correct and valid, about the contractor. And he has even expressed the willingness to go back to work. And as I indicated, he's a good contractor, provided some amount of money is paid to him. And for your supplementary, the second question, I want to say that, yes, until the actual work commences, we will have to, bring it under the ongoing routine maintenance program, at least to make the road motorable, before we start the actual work. Because that road is being worked on to bituminous level. But that step will be taken in the interim. Thank you.
Yes, your last supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the contractor who started the work at Huni Valley Town Roads caused damage to water supply system in a greater portion of the town. And he left site since 7th December 2020. Mr. Minister, how do we get the contractor back to fix the pipelines for us? Because the people have been denied of potable water for 3 good years now.
Yes, Speaker. Sorry, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. That is an unfortunate development, because it's part of the contractual arrangement for every contractor undertaking road work to take steps to ensure safety, at his or her side, and to take steps to ensure that inhabitants or people within that catchment area are not unduly disturbed or inconvenienced. So I am surprised, that a contractor has caused damage to water pipe, as you indicated, and left it like that. It is a serious matter, and I will take it up, after today's session, and follow it up to make sure that it's restored. Even if the contractor is not around, it should be taken as our responsibility to make sure that the broken water pipe is reconnected for the benefit of the people, and it will be treated as an emergency situation. So please, after this, I would like to see you so that the two of us will have a discussion, on it. And we apologize to the people of your constituency for that inconvenience. Thank you.
Honorable members, we move. Yes, any question?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I respectfully want to ask the Minister that is it his assurance that the Prestia Huni Valley Road will be covered by the ongoing routine maintenance program, and when? Thank you.
Honorable member, you are asking a substantive question. is not a supplementary to the question, the main question that has been asked as question 950.
Thank you, Speaker. It's about the Bogoso in Society Unival Road. The minister just said that the road will be covered by the ongoing routine maintenance program. And the honorable member said that how will the road be made motorable? And I asked, is it the assurance from the minister that the road will be made motorable through the ongoing road maintenance program? And when is that going to be effective?
Is that what the minister said? I didn't get that aspect from the minister.
Speaker, I think the minister said that the ongoing routine maintenance program will be covered to get the place, the road, the network motorable. And that is what I wanted to know from the minister, whether it's an assurance that that will be done. Because the place is currently, the road is currently immotorable. It's difficult for you to travel from Uni Valley to Bogosu through society.
So your supplementary is for the minister to clarify. Is that an assurance?
Yes, please.
Okay, Minister.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is a house of records, and whatever I say here and whatever promise I make here to a very large extent, I keep. And it's always with a caveat of availability of funds. So once funds are available, I indicated that we have ongoing road maintenance program, and I did say to him that it will definitely come under that program. So once funds are available, the promise I made will be kept. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, we move to question number 1183, who stands in the name of the honorable member for Amenfield East, Honorable Nicholas Amankwa. Honorable member, you may ask your question now.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Roads and Highways what plans the ministry has for the construction and completion of the following roads projects within the Amenfi East municipality. That's Sushanso, Supreme Kotie to Nananko, Afransia, Abroche Kobo to Enchenchuna. Thank you.
Yes, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Sushanso, Subre to Nkotia Nananko Feeder Road is 29 kilometers long and is located in the Wasa-Menfi East municipality of the Western region. Currently, Mr. Speaker, a section of the road covering Sushanso to Subre to Nkotia to Jobuakom of length 18.5 kilometers was awarded by Cocoa Board on 9 December 2015 for completion within 10 calendar months. The contractor achieved only 36% physical progress after 15 months of commencement. That is as at May 2017. The contract was subsequently terminated by Cocoa Board on 2nd July 2019 due to excessive time overrun. The future program for this road, Mr. Speaker, is that engineering reassessment will be conducted on the outstanding works and estimates prepared on the Sushanso Subre to Nkotia to Yuabo Chrome, together with the stretch from Yuabo Chrome to Nananko, which is 10.5 kilometers. Procurement of works will, however, depend on the availability of funds. 2. Afransie to Abrochiri Kro to Nkrikwina Road. Mr. Speaker, this is a feeder road of length 28.5 kilometers and located in Wasa Amefi municipality of the Western region. Currently, there is no program on the road, but the future program is that, Mr. Speaker, engineering studies have been conducted on the road. However, implementation of upgrading interventions have been hampered by inadequate funding. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member, any supplementary?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honourable Minister, I would like to know from your outreach, what measures are you putting in place to make the road more travelable? Because the current state of these roads are very, very bad. Thank you.
Yes, Minister.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we shall do routine maintenance on this road until we get funds to embark upon periodic maintenance. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any further supplementary? Then we move on to question number 1265. Signs in the name of the Honourable Member for Akan, Honourable Yao Gomado.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to ask the Minister for Roads and Highways what the ministry is doing to prevent contractors from using asphalt to patch concrete potholes on the Tema-Accra motorway, as it is one of the major causes of accident on the road. Thank you.
Yes, Minister.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Accra-Tema motorway, which is about 19 kilometers, forms part of the National Road N1 and traverses Krowo, Ayawaso West, Adenta, and Tema West municipal assemblies. It is a major transit terminal connecting the harbour city of Tema to Accra and to other parts of the country. It is a concrete, rigid pavement and in fair condition. Built in 1965, the Accra-Tema motorway has outlived its design lifespan of 50 years. Plans are, however, far advanced towards the reconstruction of the motorway. Currently, Mr. Speaker, there are different methods of patching potholes on rigid pavement. Decision of which method to use depends on cost, function, and long-term plan for the road. Considering the current state of the motorway, it becomes cost-effective to patch the potholes with asphaltic concrete, which provides the same functional benefit compared to patching with concrete. Patching with concrete will mean closing sections of the road to allow concrete to cure. This will bring major disruptions to commuters on the motorway, therefore making patching with asphalt the most cost-effective method. Patching potholes with asphaltic concrete is the most cost-effective method, considering the fact that the entire motorway will soon be reconstructed. The future program on this road, Mr. Speaker, is that the reconstruction of the Accra-Tema motorway is scheduled to commence by first quarter 2024. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Referring to the Minister's answer, that due to the long curing of the cement concrete, the choice of asphaltic concrete is the best alternative and cost effective. Mr. Speaker, anyone who drives on the Tema motorway could tell that these two materials are not compatible, as they cannot hold together. Are there no additives or construction method that would ensure patching of the concrete will be durable and effective? I take the question again. Are there no additives or construction method that would ensure patching with cement concrete is durable and cost effective? Thank you.
Yes, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I do not know where my colleague is coming from. I indicated in my answer that there are various ways of patching potholes. The motorway obviously is a concrete road and is rigid. And from engineering point of view, there is absolutely nothing wrong in patching potholes with asphaltic concrete. From engineering point of view, there's nothing wrong. And I have indicated that we have to do cost-benefit analysis of what method to use. Normally, when you want to use concrete to concrete, it will mean crossing the road for a period for it to cure. And even if you want to use any additive, you still need to close the road, because the additives will only mean that you are giving it a faster rate, for it to cure, but it cannot be cured instantly. And then the nature of traffic on the motorway is said that you cannot cross motorway for any length of period, which is unreasonable. But if you use the asphalt concrete form of patching, instantly cars can run over it. So there is nothing wrong in doing that. And again, I indicated that given the nature of the motorway and the fact that we want to reconstruct the entire stretch because it has outrun its engineering life of 50 years, because it was constructed in mid-60s, around 65. So what we are doing is just to make the motorway accessible to users and transporters. So there's nothing wrong, and we want to keep to that until we reconstruct the entire motorway. And I am saying that work on it will start very, very soon. I indicated by first quarter of this year. The first quarter is January, February, March 2024. But actual work will commence before end of the year, with relocation of utility facilities and clearing. That is going to start before the end of this year. I thank you.
Your last supplementary.
Mr. Speaker, the minister wants to know where I'm coming from. I'm coming from Tema, and I fly this road very frequent, just like himself, and he knows the condition of the motorway. A few days ago, a motor rider, Okada man, was trapped under articulator, which was terrible. This has prompted me to ask this question. But leaving that, the minister was talking about the reconstruction of the motorway. I want to find out from him, at what stage is the design and procurement? Thank you.
Minister,
I want to
at
know
what stage is the design and procurement of the contract? Design and procurement, that was the question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes, it's going to be the design and procurement contracts. And that's what I said.
At what stage is it?
But the answer I gave for the start of the work before the end of the year is that we are going to begin with relocation of facilities, before the end of the year, and from first quarter of next year, actual work, earth work on the road will begin.
Yes, honorable members, I will have to suspend sitting for 10 minutes. And then 10 minutes, only 10 minutes. Then we'll come back and continue with the questions and then take the bill before we can adjourn. So sitting is suspended for 10 minutes.